Live from Studio 1396, Columbus, Ohio, this is Late Lap. Good evening. Tonight's broadcast will consist with a story that has detonated throughout the world of American motorsport. One that raises not just questions about rule enforcement, but the very framework of fairness at the most prestigious race in open-wheel racing, the Indianapolis 500. Team Penske, racing's gold standard, has been caught in violation of technical rules ahead of Sunday's 109th running of the Indianapolis 500. As a result, both the number 2 Chevrolet of defending champion Josef Newgarden and the number 12 Chevrolet of two-time series champion Will Power have been penalized in unprecedented fashion. They will start from the rear of the field. Their respective starting spots of 11th and 12th have been stripped, their racing strategists have been suspended, and their integrity remains in question. Here are the facts, as confirmed by INDYCAR President Doug Boles and Technical Director Kevin Blanche. On Sunday, during the Fast 12 qualifying tech inspection, a legal filler was discovered on Newgarden's car, specifically applied to the seam between the rear attenuator and the supporting pillar of the rear wing assembly. This subtle modification, while minor and aerodynamic impact, represents a clear violation of the rulebook. This is not gray, not debatable, this is black and white, said Boles. Power's car, inspected earlier, had passed, but Blanche reportedly noticed something off. He noted it mentally, but did not have the time or the rulebook in his hand to address it. Let that sink in. The head of tech did not have the rulebook physically or digitally accessible during a pre-qualifying inspection at the sport's biggest event. The ramifications of that oversight cascaded quickly. When the same modification was identified on Newgarden's car, the number 2 entry was pulled. Penske, aware that a disqualification and post-qualifying tech was imminent, withdrew Power's number 12 from the line voluntarily. Neither car turned laps in the Fast 12 session. But the question then emerged: how do you penalize a team that didn't run? The answer from INDYCAR came back swiftly. You send them to the back. Rule 9.2.1, Penalty Clause. The governing statute here is Rule 9.2.1. It gives INDYCAR broad discretion to assess penalties based on the gravity of the violation and its impact on competitive fairness. There is no appeals process outlined. This is precedent setting. And by invoking it, INDYCAR handed down one of the most forceful public statements in the modern era. Each entry was also fined $100,000, and for the second time in 12 months, Team Penske's top brass will sit out the Indianapolis 500. Tim Cindric and Ruzewski, architects of Penske's strategy for decades, have again been suspended. Cindric was previously benched in 2024 after the team was found to have manipulated the push-to-pass system in St. Petersburg, an act that nullified a race win and tainted the season opener. This is now beginning. Doug Boles saying this is devastating to Roger Penske. He said, President Doug Boles called the latest infraction devastating, adding, quote, "Nothing means more to Roger than the Indianapolis 500 and the Indianapolis Speedway. And yet this is the second time since 2020, since Penske took ownership of the series, that his team has been a part of the heart of the largest scandal in the sport." And now, the uncomfortable truth. Roger Penske owns Team Penske. He owns the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He owns INDYCAR. With all three embroiled in controversy simultaneously, the sport begins to look like a courtroom without a judge, where the defendant writes the law. And that's not just optics. That's structural vulnerability. That's a fundamental risk to credibility. Journalist Marshall Pruitt of Racer Magazine wasn't afraid to address it directly during Monday's emergency press conference. Pruitt alleged that multiple teams had flagged these modifications weeks ago. He says that he saw the illegal component as early as April during an open IMS test. He claims to have photos. He says the same modified part appears on Newgarden's 2024 now in the display at the IMS Museum. If true, that would mean not only has the rule been broken before, it was potentially flaunted, repeatedly and publicly, for months. Now we have to move on to Josef Newgarden and what could be a historic climb. The defending winner now starts 32nd. No driver has ever won the Indianapolis 500 from lower than 28th. And only twice in history has anyone started outside the first 6 rows and won. Ray Harone in 1911 and Louis Meyer in 1936. For Newgarden, a third straight victory now requires a statistical miracle. And his teammate Scotty Mack, the third Penske driver, escaped penalty. His car was heavily damaged in a practice crash, though. The wing and attenuator attached during the wreck showed no signs of this modification. He retains his 10th place grid start. Then there is the Jacob Abel question. The only driver bumped from the field during Sunday's last chance qualifying. Should he be reinstated? Social media says yes. Many drivers say yes. Even the museum's X account appeared to say yes. But Doug Bowles says no. Abel, by rule, was bumped on Saturday by cars that passed inspection. Post-race violations, however egregious, do not retroactively change who makes the field. Abel, for his part, took the high road. I want to earn my spot, he said, not inherit it on a technicality. And in that moment, Abel became a lot of fans' new favorite drivers. Let's recap the key timeline. Thursday through Saturday, all Penske cars passed inspection multiple times. Saturday, late. Power and Newgarden qualify for Fast 12. Sunday, Newgarden's car fails tech, failure found in the attenuator seam. INDYCAR officials suspect similar issue on Will Power's car. Roger Penske voluntarily withdrew both entries. Monday, INDYCAR announces both entries will start 32nd and 33rd. $100,000 fines have been issued. Team strategists Cindric and Ruzewski are both suspended. Scott McLaughlin is cleared, but Jacob Abel remains out of the Indianapolis 500. Cited as the enforcement clause was Rule 9.2.1. And of course, the optics of Penske's ownership becoming lightning rod is yet an issue again. So where does this leave us? INDYCAR has drawn a hard line, twice now in 2 years, against its flagship team. Yet skepticism remains. Should technical inspection procedures be reformed? Should an independent enforcement agency be created? Should owners be allowed to run both the league and team competing for its top prize? These aren't theoretical questions anymore. These are live-action governance issues affecting real championships, real reputations, and a race that's been held for 113 years. Roger Penske, who once said his responsibility to the sport outweighed any single race result, now finds himself the face of a repeat infraction, whether intentional or not, whether mechanical or managerial. The weight of the leadership that he holds is now squarely on his shoulders. As INDYCAR moves into the final preparations for the upcoming Indianapolis 500, the story is no longer just about horsepower and tire strategy. It's about accountability. It's about trust. And it's about how a sport safeguards its own future, even when the accused is wearing its gold crown. That is the end of tonight's Late Lap. As I say at the end of every show, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Smile, be happy, and until then, and to our friends in the South, sea amable consigo mismo. Sea amable con otros. Sonría, sea feliz. Hasta entonces. Cuídese. Good night.